Hello, my name is López, and today we'll be talking about simple storage service, also known as S3. So, first of all, I would like to get you introduced for cloud computing. So, what is cloud computing? It is an on-demand service via internet where you as an organization can remotely access to IT resources that a third party provides, such as Amazon Web Services. Cloud computing has become very popular and useful because of their pay-as-you-go pricing model, which means that you as a client only pay for those resources that you are currently using, unlike on-premise architecture where you have to pay for all the costs of infrastructure and resources that are still unused but planned for scalability purposes. Hence, there are some benefits that cloud computing provides according to the IBM. First, it lowers the cost, as I already mentioned before. Also handles agility, and finally, scalability, as I already mentioned. But what is Amazon Simple Storage Service? It is an object storage service that grants many advantages, such as scalability, as I already mentioned before, data availability, which means that you can access to data 24/7, security, and performance. And how does it work? Long story short, you store all your files in a bucket. A bucket contains these files and other data. This content is called an object, and the object it is uniquely identified by a key in the URL, and objects can be their data or metadata. Metadata it is defined by pairs of name and value that describes those data. And why use Amazon S3? Because of its industry-leading performance, scalability, availability, and durability. As I have mentioned before, Amazon S3 scales storage resources as it goes in order to meet the fluctuating demands your website, mobile application, or archive, or any other service you're providing is having. It also provides data durability since Amazon S3 features a tool for creating copies automatically either in other regions of the world or within the same region within. Thus, in this case of an accident or an emergency, data will be preserved because of its many copies in many places. Also, it is secure from unauthorized access since by default it is configured to be private, and only the resource owner can edit the access policies. Actually, there are two types of policies, which is the resource-based policy and the user's policy. The resource-based policies are those policies attached to the resources, such as buckets and their objects. A bucket policy is the one who grants certain permissions according to the bucket associated. This means that the bucket policy is in charge to determine which actions and operations are permitted and those who aren't. The access control lists are those policies written in XML format and are the ones in charge to define which accounts and groups have access to those resources. And the query string authentication, which grants a temporary access to certain users. For the other hand, the user's policy are those policies attached to the users and have control of who has access to these resources. And it uses the AWS identity and access management to have control of this access and policies. And finally, how to use Amazon S3. For instance, in the lab, we use it for hosting a static website. So first you need to create a bucket where you will then upload the files needed for the website. For instance, the HTML, CSS, JS files, but it can be any other, not necessarily to be a website. For in this example, it was a website. Also, you need to set the properties. For instance, the hosting static websites and all the properties it had. Also, it is very important to set the permissions they will have. For instance, especially the access policies, as I already mentioned before. For instance, we use public access for the practice lab. And finally, you run the URL obtained of the website of the bucket and run it on your browser to see that it is actually working. And basically, that's it. So thank you so much. And thank you for listening and for this opportunity. And have a nice day.